I'll do that.
That's why
Everybody has a price.
everyone's gonna pay.
Money, 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 money.
I'll do that shit for free. Because free.
Oh,
And we're
now
live.
you're Really?
And we're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Curbside Podcast presents Dice Hard with a Vengeance,
Hey,
your
bunch of
weekly
degenerates.
D&D game here on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. Oh man, we are in for an interesting night because last week we got left off with the cliffhanger of cliffhangers because apparently Tim just loves being the king of them. So
He's too damn good at cliffhangers.
he
man.
really
My,
is
my.
actually.
He really is.
He really is.
It's almost
So-
like you studied this shit.
It only took me like 100 episodes.
So, before we get started, as always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, tap that little bell on your YouTube app so you never miss an upload. Also, brand new, ladies and gentlemen, first off, ProWrestlingTees.com/LostBoyKirby for your official curbside merch. And this episode is being brought to you in part by Raise Energy. Go to repsports.com, use the promo code CURBSIDE8, and get yourself some delicious energy drinks, great protein shakes, and amazing pre-workout. Before the oath, Mr. DM, you had something for the good public.
I do. It's for everybody. I received something in the mail this weekend, and I was not ready at all. One of our party members is really, really talented, and she painted a couple things. And this would be one of our one Lady V. On one panel, she's in the Luxurious Light, and in the other, she's in the Temple of Aranya.
Let's
And-
go.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
absolutely beautiful,
Hell yeah.
amazing. Totally blew me away. That's the first one, and right
All right,
here,
B.
But wait, there's more.
It's
Oh,
goddamn talent.
there's
It's goddamn
another
talent
one.
right there.
it is of our ranger perched up in her tree in a full
Oh
evening
my-
gown, looking at the skyline of Rhine.
That is badass. Oh my
Oh.
god.
I'm gonna send you a
That's
print of
goddamn
that
talent
one,
right
Matt. So I don't have a second painting. I'll probably do one eventually, but I'm gonna send you a
This-
print of that one.
These are
That shit is
amazing, guys.
Fire,
And
B.
Oh my
they're
god, that is
amazing.
awesome. Oh my
I wasn't ready,
That's-
and I
that's
thanked her like
gorgeous.
500 times, but I'm gonna say it again. Thank you. It's really cool to see stuff that we've done come to life like that, and for the time and effort that you put into that, I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
Definitely
We have
getting
plans.
those framed.
It's goddamn talent, Olive. Goddamn talent.
We got plans for other ones.
Eggplant
from the other
emojis
party
all
members.
around.
Yes. That's I do like to do.
Now I got to pull myself together and actually talk about everything that's going on. Last week, you guys, you avoided the rock that had been hounding you for a short time. You reconnected with the huntresses. They escorted you at least a ways through Black Bog Swamp, and they set you on the path further north towards the provider. You guys came across the Whispering Mushrooms, and after a little bit of insults, jibes, and a little bit of restraint on you guys' part, you proceeded, and you came.
Wow, we're starting off with them technical difficulties early.
Start off early tonight.
Yep. Oh hey, get them all out of the way now.
One day we will get through an entire episode with zero difficulties.
Right?
We won't.
Nice. But that's okay. You guys got through the Whispering Mushrooms, and you found the hut of the provider. A little bit of an illusionary magic, which fooled you for a moment, but you realized that you did find the right place, finding this hut perched up in a tree with hundreds of eyeballs and very similar grotesque call them wind chimes or charms, whatever you want to say, but you're all focused on you and a house covered in displacer beasts. You guys proceeded to head in. Some of you pulled cards from a magical deck, known as the Deck of Needful Things, and some of you did not have very good fortune with your cards. Where we left off, though, some of you had left the hut, but Midagast had covered a card on the table for his own and was questioning the provider. And when we left off, she let it slip that Midagast was in fact a prince, and that's where we left off. So guys, that's where we're gonna pick up. Just to reset the table, inside the hut is Midagast, V, and Nat. Everyone else had exited. So that's where everyone's at, and this is where we're gonna pick up.
Okay.
And sorry, I had all that, and now I gotta get my notes out. Yeah, you got something?
Tim, I was actually going to ask, can we start with Torn and Taruk right outside the door?
Yeah, go ahead if y'all
All
got
right.
something.
I do, and I assume Taruk will appreciate it. So as Torn, storms out the door after his little his reading from the provider, he gets outside, huffs and puffs, and immediately realizes that he has left 3 party members inside the hut, and shouts at the top of his lungs, "Shit, we left Nat inside!" and turns back around.
Draco, Corrales, you both hear this as Torn literally walks out the hut, comes down the steps, and then says that and goes back up. What do you do?
Follow him.
Okay. Draco?
I'll follow him as well.
Taruk?
I'm gonna follow, but I'm gonna just stand outside the door, like kind of barely listening, but Taruk's not really focused on any of his surroundings. He's just in trance almost.
Fair enough. I got you. So you guys pretty much barge your way back in, and there's no hindrance. She doesn't hold you back. And Taruk, you're basically kind of standing right outside the doorway. The door's open ajar, so you can hear. So, and literally not even missing a beat to everybody coming back in. She continues. And with Midagast still standing there, trembling a little bit, she regards him for a moment. And you still see, now you guys who've walked in this second time, you see as Midagast is not a skeleton in chainmail like you've seen before. You see he's almost as if he was traced, almost like you were tracing a constellation, connecting the dots. And you see a countenance of a half-elf, kind of traced with light green energy. Long hair that goes down to his back. The ears are pointed, but only slightly, giving away the half-elf heritage there. And she looks at Midagast and repeating herself, and she goes, "It's been some time, Prince Hector." And Midagast stays silent. She, there's a very awkward pause for a moment. Prince Hector Onassis, you have my apologies. I would tell you, but I think it'd be easier to show you. And she starts kind of absentmindedly looking around. Do you have anything metal? And Midagast kind of shuffles for a second. And he reaches down in his pocket and pulls out a couple ball bearings and rolls them to her. And she palms them, and they start floating in midair, kind of encircling each other. And through arcane means, she starts to flatten the metal out and shape it. And you see as she removes a gemmed bead from under her cloak. You don't see where it came from. And then basically through arcane means inserts the gem inside this reshaped metal. And you see as it's slowly taking shape, it's starting to form into like a necklace, like an amulet. And it floats and it sets into Midagast's hand. And you see as the gem is glowing a bright, pale green light from it. And she looks at him and the rest of you, and she goes, touch it. It may explain a few things.
Yeah, V will touch it.
Okay, before V hits the
I want some
amulet.
answers.
V hits the amulet. Bear with me, guys.
Torn's gonna, like...
E.T.?
Yeah, just eat, just as slowly... Like, all of that rage that he just stormed through was, like, immediately killed as soon as he saw Midagast and heard Prince Hector. He's just like...
As...
Tarun,
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead. No, I'm
Tarun
going to get ready to
kinda
go through the spiel. Anything you guys want to get out, let's get out.
yeah, no, Tarun just kind of like snaps out of it a little bit, saw what happens, and I see V and Torn touch it, so I just go up and I look and I space jam it too with my hand under.
It's already reacting to the touch, even as Midagast touches it. The light that emanates from this gem projects out into this living space inside the hut, and you see a projection. Everything is. Think of it as there's a slight haze to it, but there's detail and there's color. And what you see before you is the inside of this very hut at first, empty. Just almost like if you want to say a camera shot of the door in the living area that you guys are standing in. It's empty. And you hear a door. You hear the clinking of armored boots. And out of view, you hear a female voice that says, "I've brought you something." And for the first time in this image, you see his two armored guards step into frame with a bloodied half-elf in their clutches as he's kind of shoved forward, cut above his forehead that is bleeding profusely on one side. You see a younger woman behind the desk. Beautiful. Long, streaming black hair. Golden braided like tassels throughout. Violet eyes. Nothing like the provider that you see before you. And she speaks. "You've brought one of the 5 in shackles?" The female voice answers, "One of the what?" And there's a hint of bemusement and sarcasm to it. The black-haired woman answers again, "The heroes of Thrandio, vanquishers of the mad tyrant." She's cut off by one of the armored guards. Queen Calliope is the only hero of Thurandia. She defeated the mad tyrant Steris, and to say otherwise is treason. The black-haired woman is unfazed. She goes, "Take me to jail." The other female voice that's out of sight says, "That won't be necessary. I'm not here to debate fairy tales." The black-haired woman responds, "Fairy tales? Some might call it the truth." Another one of the armored guards cuts in, "We call it treason." The black-haired woman responds very quickly, "You'd be surprised how often truth becomes treason." The voice that you had the disembodied voice that you had no visual on steps into frame now. You see a much larger woman than the one sitting down. You see braided into like a war knot in the back, a crown on her head, a double-bladed axe strapped to her back. "I intend on being in power for a long time, and you're going to help me, Medea." She sits back. "Tell me why I would do such a thing." The queen steps forward. "Because I have something that you need." The black-haired woman leans. "I don't need anything from you." The queen responds, "He's still alive, and I know where you can find him." There's no response from the black-haired woman. The queen continues, "Did you not promise to make him suffer till the end of his days?" The black-haired woman stands. And the queen says, "Jason is alive, and I know where you can find him." The black-haired woman sits back down. There's rage and tears in her eyes. "What do you need?" And the image fades. The elderly woman that sits before you. Everybody, go ahead and roll me perception checks if you would.
First roll of the night.
Yeehaw! Perception. Ooh, all right.
What do we got, people?
15.
6.
16.
Higher than a 5.
23.
23.
Yeah, there you go.
Nat, Draco, V. You see as there's a single tear in the corner of the provider's eye that she quickly wipes. She looks at Midagast now. "I cursed you. The queen had something that I needed. And in my anger, I made a deal. I cursed you. Split and sundered your soul and scattered it throughout the plains. I knew who you were, and I did it anyway. And for that, my prince, I am sorry." I was going to say awkward silence.
I want to insight Metagast.
Yeah, go ahead.
18.
He's still The best you can tell, probably in shock.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. Just kind of like see if he's gonna get angry.
The first thing that he asks, if nobody else says anything, how did you sunder my soul? What does that mean? At this, the provider stiffens a little and she says, well, consider as light passes through a prism. It is scattered. Souls are not all that different. And doing so probably did rob you of your memories. That amulet will help you as you come across people, places, things. It should react. And it'll help you to put the pieces together. I'm not proud of what I did. I also... She looks at the rest of you. To be fair, I didn't know who he was, or else I would have been a little more helpful a moment ago. And to be perfectly honest, I don't believe that any of you could handle the Brotherhood.
Could handle what?
The Brotherhood.
Well, we've handled ourselves pretty well so far.
We didn't get killed in the process.
At the Rakshas is dead to rights.
Understand. Calliope, all she sought was power. She used the lie of the tyrant. The tyrant was not your brother. The tyrant is something else. It was a dark entity that the Five fought 600 years ago, defeated. And we thought, everyone thought, killed. As Calliope took power, she changed the narrative. She wiped out the memory of the Five Heroes, claimed that the true Dark Tyrant was the standing king, King Steris. Rallied people to her cause and claimed the throne for her own.
Was she trying to keep people from bringing back this tyrant? Is that what the Brotherhood's trying to do?
I don't know.
Wait. 5. Do you mean there's 4 other, like, Midagasts?
Well,
Or I suppose Prince Hector's?
Sorry, Prince Hector?
Midagast Hector flinches at that.
We'll figure that detail out later, friend. Is there 4 others?
There is, once the DM brings notes for it.
Tim, whenever we get to it, would she be a famous sorceress that I could do a roll for, or is she kind of... She wouldn't be a historical
You
figure, would
see,
she?
absolutely. I just don't know if I want to have you roll for it or not. Yeah, just for the heck of it, roll a history check.
I mean, I have no modifier, so it's really a shot in the dark, but...
Because I think you know, but I wonder if V knows.
That's what I'm wondering, yeah, so 14.
I'm giving it to you. Yeah,
Ooh.
it's Medea.
Okay.
The Medea from the
Medea.
The
And
Medea.
we would know the story, and like not the history, but the story.
You know the story of Jason and the Argonauts and the
God
Enchantress that
damn.
turned on her own people to help him. And if you
Dude,
know, yeah.
Both the stories of Medea?
Well,
the
it
ending?
appears that Queen Calliope gave her the information on where Jason and his new family
Right.
was.
So is she the Medea from the Argonautica and then the Medea play? Both Medeas?
You don't know.
Okay.
Could be the same person. Could be the same entity that
Well,
sits.
so like, is it just the story from the Argonautica, or is it the
As
entire
far
story of the-
as far as what you've just gathered, you know it's at least the story of the Argonautica.
Okay. Shit.
She looks at the rest of you. She goes, the 5. Amongst some people in Thrandia, there's the legend of the 5 heroes. The Enchantress, the Wizard, the Shadow, the Hunter. And she rests her eyes on Hector and the Knight. Sometime after the Dark Tyrant's defeat, they scattered. Exile, chosen or banished, who knows? But it appears you've found one of them. And if he ever regains his memories, maybe he'll remember how they defeated Baraxis the first time.
I'm sorry. Who?
Baraxis, the mad tyrant.
Yeah. I thought it was a different name. Sorry.
Nope. So you understand the Brotherhood worships this mad tyrant, who we all thought dead for some 600 years.
Crazy nut jobs.
So,
If we're set to the task of helping His Highness stop this Brotherhood again, is that all you can tell us? For the prices we've already paid?
That's everything I know. I know that the other 4 heroes chose exile or means to endure. My understanding was that they feared a day would come where Baraxis could return and that they would be at least there to help.
Any
600 years, would it even be possible for them to still be alive? Outside of, and point at Hector.
live is a very strong word when sorcery and time magic is involved.
Literally torn, just outside of
Yeah. She nods at what V had to say. There are many ways to prolong death.
I'll take that as a maybe.
Trust me.
He kind of squints at her and thinking really hard.
Would you say, Olive?
Nothing. I'm just thinking really hard, kind of standing between her and Metagast and just kind of instantly disturbed by something. And this is all you can do for him at the present moment? A scavenger hunt for the rest of his memories? You have a lead for us at least?
His condition can improve with some skilled healing. We're talking high-level regeneration magic. You see, you've heard the cliche mind, body, and soul. Well, it's almost right. In this case, the body is decayed. The spirit remained in Hector, but the soul was sundered. He just needs to heal the soul in the body. The body of the two will be the easier. As he restores these things, he will return to some of his former self.
Souls, spirits, are actual metaphysical parts of people.
She just nods.
provider, if the Brotherhood want to bring back this tyrant, why freeze my village?
Would seem if Thrandia and the Draconic Empire are at odds, then we have nowhere else to look, yes?
That would make sense.
It's just a misdirection. Political misdirection to keep them fighting?
My understanding of King Pyrrhus is that he is a very arrogant and a very quick to anger. He will not see this threat. He'll see Draconia.
Is this Brotherhood so fanatical that they'll bring back a chaotic god for no reason, or do they think they can curry its favor somehow?
Most cultists are trying to curry favor. Forestall their own judgment, so to speak. I can tell you what legends and art depict the five heroes. The obvious one is the knight is usually depicted as a half-elf, as you see. The wizard is usually depicted as a stouter folk. Different artistic expressions, possibly a halfling, a dwarf maybe. Let me look at my notes again. The shadow, often shown on the peripheral of the group, usually of a dark-scaled dragonborn. The hunter, once again, of stout folk, halfling, dwarven, but we know depicted as female. The enchantress is the easiest to spot, usually a pink-skinned devil.
If I described to her the tapestry from the party, would she be able to place it for us as one of those, something in this vein? Tapestry, or like the symbol that the woman at the party was wearing, would she be aware of either of those?
Yes, good question. What would that be? Just make me a wisdom check.
Oof, that's not good. That's a 7.
7.
That's a whole 7.
I didn't set the DC too high, so you can't. I'll give you a choice. Which one do you recall?
The symbol that the woman was wearing.
That symbol, as you describe it to Medea, she looks at you. The Order of Mystics, keepers of lore and history in Thrandia. If you want details, that would be a good place to start. Difficult to find. You're talking about a very secretive order. The type that doesn't like to be found, and you don't find unless they want to be found. That type. I can relate.
Pretty good at finding people.
Good at finding the Brotherhood when we don't want to.
Once again, give me a sec. I'm looking at my notes so I don't tell you guys the wrong thing. If you want answers, Head to Daphne. It's one of the Eastern Pillars. Daphne.
Thank you.
She says go to the Oracle, I swear to God.
It's exactly where she's telling you.
Ah! He has this kind of like, ugh, kind of look.
They often keep representatives in Daphne. That's the best I can tell you as far as their order is concerned.
Does he get to keep the illusion, or does he become a skeleton again?
It fades.
Aw.
Damn.
You see the undead skeleton in chainmail once again. But now he has a name.
That's so cool!
In that moment, Hector slides the card off the table and looks at it.
I want to see what it is.
Oh God.
I'm gonna roll for it.
Oh God.
Pull back time an hour.
Right?
I don't
that's weird.
think there's a card for that, Corellos. Hold on. Just so you know, I have reshuffled the deck since you guys. Okay. All right. It's the wrong set of notes. I'm sorry. I had a lot of lore pulled out for tonight.
I don't know.
Oh God.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Oh God. Oh, God.
One of you roll me a d4.
Oh, who's gonna do it?
Who
Can I do
wants
it? Can I do it?
Absolutely.
Take it, Draco.
Alright, D4.
Much.
D4. It's
A what?
a 2.
Okay.
Oh God.
Metagast kind of flashes the card to each of you. There is a cane on it. The provider, Medea, looks at him strangely and she goes, "And already you're gathering followers, Your Highness."
Well, that's a strong word for it.
Card disappears. That's it.
Son of a bitch.
She kind of looking at him up and down, she says, "Probably where you least expect it." And he just kind of cocks his head, kind of like a dog. "Well, I guess it could have been worse."
What's him?
There's nothing more that I can do for you. It's a very awkward silence.
This just in, water wet.
She kind of absent-mindedly, kind of like she understands like the gravity of what she's late on you guys, so she's giving you your moment to deal. So she kind of leans down and scrunches the head of one of her displacer cats that was laying at her feet. And you just hear that once again, that rather odd purring of a displacer beast.
He's still so cute.
For the weird tentacle thing that it is.
Hey, leave it alone. It can't help it.
All right,
Oh,
guys, you do. You got
Hang on, I kind of have a table question for you, Tim.
Sure.
The hag said the tyrant was not your brother to Hector.
Yeah. The clarification on that is that Queen Calliope, as she was gaining followers, was playing Baraxis off as a myth, and that the true dark tyrant was in fact King Steris.
Smart.
She
wow.
was using that to gain followers, so she could take over and assume the throne, dismissing Baraxis as nothing more than a nightmarish story told to children to scare them into going to bed on time, and the heroes of Thrandia as a myth. And apparently, you don't know about the other four.
What do you guys think? I mean,
A lot.
Anyone have anything else for the provider?
I got nothing else for her.
No, nor I.
Medic, I gotta
I don't-
stop it too. Hector.
Hey, at the moment, we don't know what he prefers.
It's his
Yeah, that's
preference, you know. We're
It
gonna
is.
call him whatever he
Yeah.
wants to be called.
Hectogast.
Hector.
Hectagat.
Hector. Ugh.
Hectogast.
Ugh.
Prince Hectogast. You put the
Hector
prince
kinda
on there.
sits-
Highness.
Yeah, Hector kind of nods and thank you for telling me the truth. I'm in no place to seek vengeance on anyone. And Hector walks out.
So V has something, but she's gonna purposefully stay back.
Torn's actually gonna get mad at that and follow Hector. Be like, the hell you
Get
do,
back here.
and storm out following Hector.
Right.
I just stand up. I bow to the provider. Thank you.
She nods.
I turn to V and
I'm gonna give you kind of like a nod, like a.
gotcha. I nod in understanding. I turn and I follow after the two gentlemen and hopefully try to keep them from trying to massacre one another.
Leaving the four of you, and well, Taruk, you're kind of still kind of straddling the doorway.
Excuse me, big guy. Try to get around Taruk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand there still. Taruk is just.
Sure.
He's not all there.
Yeah.
Fair.
Leaving Corrales, Draco, and V.
Squirrel is still naked.
No, he's in a cloak.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a cloak.
I wasn't sure if we had covered that or not. Anyway.
He's only mostly naked.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, can I pull Corrales to the side?
I mean, yeah, you can.
In the hut, or are you taking him outside?
I mean, it doesn't matter. If he wants to go outside, it's.
No, I'm gonna hang back so I can talk to her.
Yeah, if you give me a second, I want to ask the hag if she knows where my stuff is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There we go.
Yeah, about that.
What
She
can I
looks
I'll
at
be
you.
like, in light of
She looks at you very, once again. She's very sympathetic to your plight. Even I don't know where your possessions went. The magic of that particular card is, well, I can tell you that they were not destroyed. They're not on another plane. But where they are exactly, I don't know.
Not destroyed is enough relief for right now. I'll head out with Draco.
Okay. That leaves Taruk at the doorway and Lady V.
We give Taruk a look, just kind of like, what are you doing here? Or what are you doing?
Taruk just stares off into the distance.
Kind of walk over and put my hand on your shoulder. Just kind of.
Taruk looks at V, just blank stare. And just turns his back and just leans against the side of the house.
Okay.
Not in the doorway, just
Before I-
against the side.
Can I inside Taruk before I close the door?
Sure.
Taruk, are you okay with that?
Yeah, you good.
Well, I don't care.
She's doing it anyway.
Oh God, that's an 18 plus 6.
That's a 24. Are you hiding anything, buddy? Well, I'll make you roll a deception if you are.
No hiding. Taruk is just, let's just say processing everything.
Okay.
I kind of give you like a reach, like I'll squeeze your arm, and then just kind of close the door slowly.
Nothing. You're good. No reaction.
If Draco wanted to talk to Corrales, I gotta pee really fast and we'll be right.
Sure, let's do that. Draco, Corrales.
Yes, I'm paying attention. What's up?
All right, so like I said, I want to come to you, and if you're willing, because I know as a magic practitioner, I feel that we have to look out for one another. And after you losing all your stuff, if you're willing me to let you give you this staff of protection, since you have no armor or anything, just if you want it.
You don't need it?
You need it more.
Yeah, I'll take it for the time. Absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right.
So,
Go ahead. Send him the details on staff for protection.
alright. Like I said, us casters have to look out for one another.
As you two are doing that, Hector is just looking off into the distance. He's not there. He's kind of taking a few paces off to try to separate for a moment.
So Torn is actually going to come up and spin Hector around, so he's like right here in his face.
Okay.
I don't know how to address you just yet, so bear with me. We
Not.
pulled you out of some sort of strain.
Oh well.
Damn it. Well, Torn's not going to be as articulate as, everyone else.
It was a well.
I know it was a well. It was a well in another dimension.
We're well in a way.
Technically, it
there's a
wasn't
well,
out of
there's
the
a
well.
way.
He
There
was
we go.
next to the well.
Perfect timing on
All
all
right,
these.
all right.
There we go. Now,
So,
you spin
so
him
Torn
around.
spins him around, like, right in his face.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know how to address you yet. So we're going to get to that later. But we pulled you out of this damn dark dimension well hellscape. And I will be damned and probably cursed again if I'm going to let you give up on yourself. I'm not... This right here, Naramos Torin and Prince Hector, Sir Metagast, whatever you're going to call yourself going forward, this isn't about vengeance. This is about what you deserve. This is about you getting you back. We've done nothing but try to figure out who you are since we've met you. And I am not going to let you feel sorry for yourself. We are going to get all of this back. You hear me?
There's a awkward silence. Yeah, I just didn't want to kill her.
That's fair. That's very fair. That's very noble of you.
And he kind of leans forward. He goes, I don't think we can.
I don't think we can either. I'll be very honest. I wanted to swing. I was very scared to. But
Can I overhear that conversation?
I mean, he's not.
Torrin's not whispering. Torrin's not whispering.
Torrin's yelling. So yeah, you heard all of that.
I'm gonna look at Torrin and be like, yeah, that would not have been a smart move.
You're not wrong.
Our clan have legends of her.
She's so cool.
But we promised when we met you, I know you don't remember it right now, but when we met you, we were going to find out who you really were. Well, damn it, we found it. And we are going to do everything in our power, or at least I am, to get what you are owed back.
By the way, you do notice as you're pretty much yelling at him, the amulet has started to glow again.
And I point at it.
Nothing happens.
Huh.
Touches it a few more times. Okay, that's gonna get annoying. It continues to glow.
But
Can I do an Arcana check to see if maybe I can get a tip of what's going on with that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
But
Magic.
as your friend, as your companion, and as one stubborn ass dragonborn, we're gonna get to the
That's a
bottom
20.
of this.
That's off 20, Temple.
Soft 20. I mean, it
Nice.
seems to do what she claims it does. You saw how it operated. If you touched the gem while the magic was active, it produced a memory.
Screw it.
And-
I'm gonna
and-
poke it.
And that particular, yeah, you poke it, nothing happens.
Damn.
It, as she said, it reacts to people sometimes, places, objects. Different things could activate the magic of the Amulet of Memories.
So I asked Hector if there's anything new. Or Satoran.
You guys continue discussing this, and as you do, back to the hut. You're in a hut all alone with Medea.
All right. So I'm gonna close the door, kind of stand there and think for a second, and I'm gonna walk back towards her table and kind of motion down and ask if it's okay to sit down.
She as she puts a hand out, the chair kind of pulls itself out.
Kind of pull my skirts up, and the, like, beaded hem's gonna scrape the ground a bit as I sit down.
Right.
I'm gonna. If half the stories I know about you are true, how did this become your life? How is this your end? How is this where you are?
Roll a persuasion check.
That is 23.
There's no emotion at first. And you can't tell if it's actual anger. There's a waver. You get that she probably hasn't had anybody ask about her in who knows how long.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like rude or goading, but just very blank.
Yeah, but no, there's a moment of malevolence towards you for even daring to ask.
Yeah, kind of again, not trying to like goad, but kind of meeting it with just a very blank, kind of unafraid face.
Yeah. And it softens for a moment. I made bad choices, dear.
We all do that.
But I don't regret a single one of them.
I was afraid you'd say something like that.
I meddled in places I shouldn't have meddled. I felt like I owed him. That's why I allowed the rest of you to walk away with that memory.
We're grateful.
It's a very thin line, this conversation. With your role earlier, you're dancing on some very sensitive subject that she has obviously not spoken of in hundreds of years.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm kind of scared because like she's very powerful and wound up here, so it's sort of like that. How did this happen? And no matter how strong you are, this can happen to you. That's scary. So like, she's not trying to be rude, but just sort of like,
yeah,
hey.
yeah, and from what you're gathering, her power was great, and it helped endure. Keep it. She endured for these years. Like I said, from the stories that you've heard,
Yeah. V's gonna kind of.
you're trying to put the pieces together. From what you gather, this could be self-inflicted, and it might just be her coping.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of tell her I don't know what I'd be willing to pay. I don't think no one's ever willing to pay anything. I don't know what I even could pay to you, but for advice, I'm strong in ways, and I'm going to be powerful. And I guess I'm just afraid of where even the most powerful of people can end up. I can protect myself well enough, but I find myself in positions where I don't know if I'll ever be enough. And in that situation, I don't know what to do.
She narrows her eyes at you, and it's uncomfortable. If you ever have that feeling that you're not enough, promise me you won't look for it in someone else.
Doesn't really get it. Doesn't really. Doesn't really get what she's trying to say in a way. Like, I'm assuming she means like emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. So V, like, she understands what that means, but she doesn't understand what that means.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fastball. And that's how it was meant, and that's all you're getting.
Okay. Well.
I'll give you one. Give me one last perception check.
Perception. 18.
18. You have asked for similar advice from one other person in this world, and she said something roundabout very similar. But the contrast between the two is staggering. One found happiness, and one didn't. And now you're trying to figure out which one's which.
Yeah, she feels very haunted at the moment, but she kind of thinks that's all she's gonna get.
Yep.
I would only. Are there kittens around though? Like she's got her. They're still like everywhere.
I'd
right?
make you roll a perception check, but yes.
They're still everywhere.
Yes.
I'm a kind of like I'm gonna try to lighten the mood a little bit, like kind of
Uh-huh.
recognizing that she gave me a lot more than she wanted to, and just kind of. Well, I suppose they help.
Oh God.
Her mood softens just for a moment. They really do.
Is there a kitten around, like a little one, or like a adolescent?
Yeah, not too far away. You see.
Yeah, just for shits, I kind of can I do like would it be an animal handling? Like I kind of want to see if I can get one interested in like I don't know my
Yeah,
dress,
that's
maybe.
animal handling. Go ahead.
I kind of like flick my dress around playfully and see if I can get one to
Yeah.
I love it.
That's a 17 plus 3. That's a 19. No, it's a soft 20.
Top 20.
I can math.
You get one of them who kind of, as you kind of like frill your dress out at one of them a little bit, there's one that kind of gets interested in and it doesn't look at you. It's just focusing on the dress.
We'll kind of flip it around it and just let it play.
And then you
with it.
see as this one is not quite a kitten. This one looks like it's got at least a year on him, but he's still small. And you see the little tentacles also bat at the dress.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh my god.
He laughs. I'm gonna like an actual no bullshit laugh, like kind of a deep one. Just like a quick kind of I get it now. I understand. I was so confused at first. I thought they were for protection.
She looks at you for a moment.
Company.
One moment. There's a bit of resentment and resignation to it. You see as she actually gets up and yeah, and she goes and she go shoot, and she goes to a dresser, or like a long dresser, and she flips the lid and move, and she kind of moves one of them off.
It's such a crazy cat lady.
Love it.
And she
Love everything about
pulls a black cloak and she kind of furls it and knocks the dust off of it. And she, now that you see her, this is a tall woman, and she is bent
like she hasn't
over.
stood up before?
This is the first time she stood up. Yeah, this is a tall woman, and she is bent over. And she walks over to the side of you and then places the cloak around you. And she says, "Start here." And what she gave you, as far as you know, is a cloak of displacement.
Ooh.
And she
Okay.
kind of regards you and she says, "Be good to it, and it will be good to you." And you get that there's a double meaning to that, but that's as much as she gives you.
Yes, ma'am.
So as of right now, she just gave you a cloak of displacement.
Okay. It's not doing anything, is it?
Not right now.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I'm sending you That'll
Okay.
be in the chat
Then I
momentarily.
guess I'm gonna kind of stand up and give her a really polite bow. I'm gonna step outside the hut, looking confused.
The rest of you guys, as you're discussing, V walks out of the hut, somewhat stunned, but no worse for wear.
Yeah, walk down the little steps and yeah.
As V walks out of the hut, Taruk just lightly grabs her hand, like still just staring straight, but grabs her hand and just says to her, while not looking at her, just still staring off, and says, V, when we get back to Brian, I have something to tell you. I want you to know that I'm still me. And then I just let V's hand go and slowly start walking towards the others.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll let you gain some distance and then follow.
I think we're gonna take a break there, guys.
Perfect.
Oh, scary.
Whew! Oh my. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. We'll see you very soon. Audio's working. And we're live. We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Well, now that the party is semi-done processing what in the world just happened, thank you all for joining us back here on Curbside Podcast, Dice Hard with a Vengeance. As always, we'd like to thank our good friend Adrian Von Ziegler for providing the music for tonight. We want to thank everyone who's tuned in on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. And with that, we'll get back to this very fascinating story that we found ourselves smack dab in the middle of.
Oh no, plot!
Well, where we left off at the commercial break was everybody has exited the hut of the provider. And Lady V with your new displacer cloak, and the rest of you with just about as much backstory as you can stand, especially for Hector. We have...
Not used to it yet.
Yeah. It'll take a while. I'll probably slip up several times too, so it'll take.
I mean,
some
hey,
time.
we don't know what he wants to be called, so I mean,
Right.
Yeah, we'll RP that out too. He is staying quiet, and like I said, some of you already know, but just the necklace is already flashing with light. He's touched it a few times, and it has had no response so far. So that'll be something for him to figure out moving forward. Guys. As we know, the provider gave you directions on Draco on where to find your missing friend. She said for you to hey, it was less than a day to the east.
So I guess I look at everybody and tell them that the provider told me where we could find the camp, and ask if they're still willing to come with me and help me.
Okay. Guys?
Yeah, of course. I'll help as I can.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Pollen.
Yes, we'll call it
Pollen
that.
in this swamp.
Must be, man. But yes, Draco, you were kind enough to be with us. We'll help you see your mission through.
Thank you.
Torin's still fired up from yelling at Hector. I'm in. Let's do this. He's
Are you sure you
almost
can focus?
pacing. He has so much energy right now.
Yeah.
He's just amped.
Hector kind of nods. It would be nice to have a little bit of a diversion.
Alright, so, is everybody ready to go?
is Turk still kind of in a daze? Because like usually he'd be fired up for something like this. Still kind of in a daze. All right. Yeah, onward, I suppose.
All right.
Guess we start heading east.
East it is.
Someone
give me... Wait. A perception check.
Ooh, I'm
First.
good at
Good at
those.
who wants? Who,
That perception, right?
Oh, I failed you.
Yup.
9, 15,
Got a
Okay.
17.
15. No, 16.
15 on my end. So
15. Five, Torin, Taruk.
17, 18.
18. That's the
Who's that
highest
shit?
one, and still not high enough, guys.
No.
oh boy.
As you start heading east from the hut, there's a moment where all of you kind of you turn to look back, and the oasis, the hut, the tree it was in, is all gone.
Oh boy.
Well, that's not eerie.
Friends, are we on the consensus that the Brotherhood was looking for Medea? Or do we still think the Brotherhood is looking for something else? Seems, with what we know now, it's pretty likely they were looking for Medea, but do we have any proof to the contrary?
I'm a little confused. What is this brotherhood you speak of?
Torn uncomfortably laughing. Where do you want me to start?
That was unlike V. Yeah, no, she legit just said that out loud. Huh. Well, you know the bad guys in that story about the prince over here? Yeah, it's them.
Torn turns to Draco. Dark cloaks, red eyes on all their hands. They do creepy, spooky magic, and they've been nothing but a pain in my ass for 5 years. I guess a year. Sorry.
Tim, I wouldn't have
no
crossed any of them in my travels, would I?
I would make you roll, but you haven't come across them. The Druid tribes are very similar to the Goliath tribes in Thrandia. Nomadic. You don't really stay in one place very long, and you really haven't come across the Brotherhood.
Okay.
And you gather that it's because they've only surfaced kind of what Torrin said, possibly in the past 5 to 10 years. And as long as your tribes have been around, the knowledge that you would have would not be of the Brotherhood.
What knowledge would I have?
Well, they didn't ask about it, so they asked about the Brotherhood. You don't know of the Brotherhood.
Okay.
But all right. Roll me intelligence. I'm not going to say history. I'm going to make you roll intelligence on that.
All right. Intelligence.
Because this is a lot of connecting dots and figuring stuff out that I've given you.
Got a 15.
15. You know of the name that was mentioned, Baraxis. The Druidic tribes do have stories of the mad tyrant that was mentioned, not of the Brotherhood.
So I would know that. How to phrase it?
Let me put it this way, because a lot of this is the stuff that I sent you. Do you remember most of it, or do you want me to relay? Like, I'm saying, like, what is your character trying to tell them?
I mean, I guess nothing right now. I'm just trying to, since somebody said something about the Brotherhood, I was just trying to see what all I knew.
Well, you have connected the dot between the Brotherhood and Baraxis, the Mad Tyrant. You do know of the Mad Tyrant, you know of the heroes.
Lost you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've already connected the dot between Baraxis, the Mad Tyrant, and the Brotherhood. All I'm saying is they asked specifically about the Brotherhood. You don't know about the Brotherhood.
Right.
What are you trying to tell them is what I'm asking.
Nothing as of right now, I guess.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. Because I'm just asking because this is stuff that I've given you that you know through the Druidic tribes.
Right.
Okay.
So, well, I guess that being the case, then I guess
you get what I'm asking you?
Right.
In other words, do you know enough of it to relay it? Are you trying to relay it, or do you want me to tell them what you know, basically? That's what I'm asking.
Oh, nah, you can go ahead and relay it to everybody because I'll just butcher it.
Okay. The short version of what Draco can tell you guys is that the Druidic tribes recall history very similar to what Medea told you. And that you tell them everything? Draco, this is me asking you. You tell them everything that you know?
Yeah, no, I let them know everything.
Okay.
I can trust them.
The Druidic tribes were involved in an uprising against Queen Calliope shortly after her rise to power.
That makes sense now.
Now it makes sense why they're not liked.
Yeah.
And this has, over the years, this attitude towards druids has carried over throughout the generations, now to the point that it's apparently broke out in outright violence and mercenary work to get rid of them.
That's...
Starting to get very tired of politics that don't serve any practical use.
A lot of this conflicts with your knowledge of how history was taught to you.
Yeah.
History was taught to you a much different way. Your knowledge of events was that Queen Calliope rose against this tyrant king, overthrew him, and everything was prosperity.
Yeah, she's having a hard time because, like, she's not surprised that things are wrong. She's just kind of annoyed. Like,
Yep.
Bea has a very annoyed air about her. And not like the normal, these bugs are biting me and I'm hot and tired kind of annoyed, like a different kind of annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Guess we keep going east.
Goes back quick.
Yeah, as you guys were walking, who's leading the way?
Me.
Oh,
Nat. As they have gone about talking about some of the history of Thrandia and how the Druidic tribes kind of tie in together with a lot of the knowledge that you guys just received. The taunting resumes as you guys pass through another layer of the Whispering Mushrooms, the Whispering Grove. Very similar to the first time. Very nasty insults, all along the same vein as before. These high-pitched voices all throwing out, pretty much in the same vein as before.
Okay. I just kind of roll my eyes and just keep on trucking through.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, Nat.
Okay.
So we all hear them, and this is the second time.
Yes.
The wisdom throw is not to hear them. The wisdom throw is to withstand.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this time around,
20
he'll say something, though, this time around.
21.
Okay, you pass. It's once again more jibes, more jabs at you guys. You in particular, you hear similar to what you heard before. Follow-ups about you'll never find your sister, and she'll be dead by the time you ever get to the other plane. Well, stuff like that. It's very, very cruel, very, very jabby. V, what were you trying to?
Oh, I can wait until it's through.
Okay. Torn, wisdom saving throw, buddy.
Oh god.
Yeah, this ought to be fun.
Yeah, for who?
Oh, damn you. Tim.
One?
No. I rolled a 12, but I also rolled a nat 20. But
But you're at disadvantage,
I
yeah.
have disadvantage.
Yeah, so 12. That's a fail. So what is Torin's mindset right about now?
He is all over the place right now. He wants to fight armies to save Medagast's soul, while at the same time he's very confused at where all of this is coming from, while trying to also understand what all just got thrown at him.
Yeah, the
Very
insults
scattered.
The insults get a little sharper, and most of them direct towards your intelligence about how this one's too dumb to even realize what's going on around him. And it's just, it's more, yeah, it's the last thing that you want to hear right now.
Could I reach over and hold
More,
Torin's hand and just give it a squeeze? Just
Taunting laughter. It's all coming from different directions.
So can we tell that we're audibly hearing this, or is it just sort of impressions that like we're getting, like as if it's our voices, or do we know that it's like audible voices?
It's audible voices. You hear them.
Is it kind of like Tawny's where we each hear something different?
Well,
Each of you are kind of hearing something different. You're each getting different insults. It kind of drowns out. That's why I didn't really. That's why I had you roll perception checks, but you're really not going to be able to hear what other people are going through. It's kind of why I did it.
it feels a lot more. Does it feel more like in our heads, or does it feel like we can hear there's people around us saying things?
Oh no, yeah, it's audible. It's coming from all different directions. It's
Okay.
not in here. It's from the outside. So Torin.
Yeah, I guess B will go next, because if I hear them a second time, I'll probably say something.
You looked like you had something to say or do, Torin. What do you got?
Torin's got nothing. He's just like gritting his teeth and just like trying to drown out the noise and try to still think about everything that just got thrown at him.
V?
I got something at the V.
Perception
Okay.
check, or
Yeah. Let's do the percent. Well, no, you already did that. It's a wisdom saving throw.
right. Ooh, 11.
That's a fail.
Oof.
This time the voices. They once again. You heard the jabs and the insults before. This cuts a little deeper. This one more towards your conversation with Medea, and these direct to how your fate will be similar to hers. And once again, you hear this high-pitched squealing. I can't do it because my voice is kind of shot today, but just it's an audible sound coming from around you.
Yeah, this time, like V, I guess, like in response, like she gets, like I feel scared,
Mm-hmm.
but like at the same time, sort of now that I feel scared this time around, I'm like, does anyone hear that?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
It's not worth it. Like they're just annoying little funguses that are gonna be good on a salad.
You're an annoying little fungus.
Why don't you say that to my face?
I'm gonna walk more
You
towards.
better watch it. I
Torin.
can pop your head right off.
I literally am. You hear off to the side.
I'm gonna walk more towards Torin, and just kind of be like, let's just try to keep moving. Keep an eye on. I'm gonna point it to Rook.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Typical adventurers. They're not going to do anything.
I'm kind of like saying maybe we should keep an eye on some of the more.
Gutless simpletons.
Let's just go. Let's just go.
Taruk. Wisdom save, buddy.
Oh, that's 4-1. Guy. That is a 15.
That saves. You feel as something tries to pry a little deeper into your head and your thoughts, but you kind of shrug it off. And you get some of the insults that you endured on the trip over here, some of the, about being animalistic and, you're not in control, that kind of thing. More goading and taunting about you don't have the guts to do anything.
Taruk just keeps walking.
Okay. Corrallos.
So level-headed.
Wisdom save.
Oh, well, dude. Well, it's a 5 total.
Well, that's a fail, buddy.
Yeah, it's a 1, not 1.
Oh yeah, natural 1. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What is your mental state right now, Corrallos?
Well, you remember Riddles in the Dark. Remember when Bilbo takes the ring from Gollum?
Sure.
I'm Gollum.
Right.
Curse it and crush it.
Oh my god.
I could do better. I'm just, man,
That's
my voice is shot
awesome.
today.
We've seen
Oh,
That Majin Du voice, yeah. No, more taunting, and this time it's just about how you are the absolute failure of not even a warlock, but an adventurer, and you have absolutely no place here. Someone as crippled as you had no business adventuring.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't like that. Which way did it come from?
Okay, what was your perception check originally?
Oh, God.
If not,
8.
roll me a new one. Roll
was
me a
an
new
8.
one. Okay, but that's fine. Roll me a new one.
Okay. Stay on there. Fuck you, nat 20.
Hey!
Okay.
Well.
To your right,
Okay.
there's a I'd say about a couple feet thick, not a couple feet, about 1.5 feet thick, mushroom base that comes up and caps off. You swear you heard something coming from this particular stalk to your right.
Then he dies. I will cast Chromatic Orb at the mushroom.
Okay!
Dude.
Yes!
I'm
Do
not a
it.
happy tiefling, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm on board for this. Let's
would've
go!
lost.
Crispy boy!
I would have lost my bet on which one of you cracked. Woo! Do
We
it.
all lost that bet.
Roll your attack.
That's what you get.
What damage type, Corrallos?
Fire.
Fire.
Woo!
Do it.
We're roasting some fungus tonight, boys.
7, and that's 26.
That hits. Roll
Okay.
damage.
I've never done this before. 3D, this much. Okay, all right. Oh, that fell. 14, 20, 32 damage
A fire damage.
of fire.
32 points of fire damage.
Jesus!
Yes.
Did he?
As
You've been
this
sitting on Chromatic Orb this whole time?
Yes. For reasons, but I'm pissed, so.
I love
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah. Okay. This mushroom that you just light up and it goes up like a Roman candle. Poof. And it is on fire. What you hear from inside of it is these once invisible pixies now start coming out of this thing like bee from a hive. And you see there are dozens of these pixies that fly out and are now visible all around you guys. You see, and a couple of them are putting out flames on him. The rest of these huge mushrooms around you, literally, like I said, as if you just took a stick and whacked a hive, and pixies flood out. Hundreds of them all come out from these mushroom what are now you realize are homes.
You killed the Smurf. Smurf pixie.
Are they really?
You are my hero.
What you see before you, and I'm gonna say survival check.
For me?
Anyone, because now you got a couple hundred pixies that have just made themselves visible.
Survival check.
Yes.
Screw
I
it.
got an 18.
Wrong for it.
18.
18.
17.
17.
12.
12.
18.
18. Karuk.
12.
12. Good enough. You, Nat, all the 18s. What you guys know, you obviously recognize pixies, but these look a little different.
Okay.
And, it looks like it's a different, court. As you know that pixies are usually, organized and divided in courts. This one in particular are called mud pixies. And
Mud
they
pixies.
usually, it's a crude term for them, but it's accurate. As you see, these are not the pixies of legend and folklore, and these are
These aren't the pretty
covered in
pixies.
dirt,
Dirty
grimy.
mud pixies.
What'd you say, V?
Dirty mud pixies.
Dirty mud pixies. These are, they're not exactly attractive. They look like, if we could use the reference that Corrales used earlier, they look like little flying golems. They look kind of emaciated, covered in dirt and grime, unkept. And now you see as there's a couple hundred of them. And now they're a little aggressive, but they're more annoyed than anything as you hear all this cavalcade of voices. What was that for? You didn't see us set your houses on fire. Jeez, you see they can't take jokes. And then you see another one is kind of like, for crying out loud. You see how they handle insults? This is ridiculous. My teddy bear's on fire. You just hear all of these different voices.
Torin is dying laughing. Just. Oh. Aww.
But yeah, you see as several hundred pixies, and they're very upset with you.
Do they seem like they could be reasoned with?
I mean, right now they're just hurling insults at you because you attacked their home. You could try.
Attack is quick.
Can someone put out the mushroom fire?
What could we do with?
Would.
Well, I'm just gonna tell them that they were being incredibly rude, and what did you expect? But, I'm sorry my friend torched your home.
Make a
You're being
persuasion
very
check.
rude.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I cast guidance.
Okay,
Guidance?
all right, I'll give you that.
You just see me smack V on the back with a
Guidance
handful of magic
So what do I have?
of D4
D4
So my disadvantage is a 13 plus 5 plus 2.
plus 4.
or plus
I
a
rolled
D4.
a D4, it was 2.
Oh,
Is it a 4 or is it a D4?
no, it's a D4. I'm sorry.
D4.
Yeah, so it's 2. So 18, soft 20.
Nice.
You see as some of them are calming down, and you see one with a kind of a scraggly looking beard, the Papa Smurf, as you said of the group, and you see as it's kind of strange too because he's fluttering in midair, but he's got a cane, and he goes, Never in my. He starts counting fingers.
Life.
Never in all my years have I been so disrespected as to set my house on fire.
As soon as he finished saying that, I'm cast Gust on him.
Oh my god! Bro's pissed,
You
man.
want all the smoke.
Oh my
God, I love this, Corellos.
Oh, what is Gust a
We have to work on your temper.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, it's a cantrip. I want the specifics.
George is in rare form tonight, and I'm loving it.
Medium or smaller creature must succeed a strength saving throw or be pushed up to 5 feet away. That's it. I will show you
Strength saving
disrespect.
throw?
Yes, a strength saving throw.
It's a pixie.
It's a 4, and it has a -4 modifier.
Bet.
So I'm gonna say
The girls is just like,
10 feet that way. I'm gonna say it doubles because the roll was so low. And you see as he kind of like, you ever seen somebody get caught in undertow? Like that's about how it looks. Just in the air, just like whoa. And a couple of the others are starting to kind of close in and get aggressive, and they're like, "How dare you? This is why we don't let people into our swamp. This is," and you just hear all these different cavalry. Leave! Be gone! Be gone! You're monsters!
we're going.
As we're leaving, Torrent's like, whoa, facing the consequences of our own actions.
He's not wrong.
No, he's really not.
You hear? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Oh man.
Yeah, it misses. Corrallos, you hear? It's like a wisp of just by your ear, just.
Can I
and you
try to
see-
catch it?
I mean, I'm not even gonna make you roll for anything. As you catch it, it's literally the size of a toothpick, and it was a spear.
Yeah.
I'm keeping that.
And as they see you catch it in midair, a couple of them kind of back off and go, "Ugh."
Who threw that?
Yes, fear me, pixies.
It gets quiet. None of them.
Torrent like starts back across. Yeah, that's right. Fear. Let's go. That's right. Stay quiet. It's like that.
You
I'm gonna
see,
keep
as
acting
you
tough
guys-
as my friends back
You're
me
right.
away.
As you guys are starting to walk, they get bolder and bolder. That's right. Leave. And you see as a few more toothpicks are thrown in your direction that they're nowhere even close to reaching you.
Oh God. All right.
God, that was amazing.
Well,
Oh.
consequences. No.
I love it, George.
Holy
Thank you.
crap.
That was
Thank you.
amazing, guys.
That could have gone worse.
Thank you for that.
Oh, poor
Um,
girls.
All right. Moving forward, moving further east into the bog. Can I get a survival check, please?
For all of us, or
Whoever's leading the way.
That would be Nat.
okay, I got you guys.
Now you like. I'm gonna trail behind Torin.
Well, Tim, while things are calming down, can Torrent try to read his tome? I've only got 3 hours left on it, and it's
I'll
the
guide him
last.
again,
It's
so
the
that he
last
can
day.
I'll guide you again
Okay.
with my arm.
Well, because it, like you said, it was less than a day to get there. You've got a moment here. It's gonna be tough, though.
Can I
Go
help back
ahead.
Torin?
I'm gonna make it a straight roll.
All right.
It's a wisdom roll. Give me a wisdom check.
I cast guidance, tap him on the back.
All right.
Yeah, guidance.
I got him with my arm so he can read.
That's why it's a normal roll.
So that's.
Also, I'm going with Torin. I'm also trying to, like, notably kind of keeping my distance from Metagast for the time being.
Sure.
13.
I'll say yeah. Throughout the evening of traversing through Black Bog Swamp, you finish the tome.
Yes.
Hey!
Woohoo!
Kinda gotta even fish, I'll be like-
which is the Tome of Leadership. Yes.
Yep. That is +2 to charisma.
There you go.
Hey.
Go ahead
Yeah,
and
look at that modifier.
add that, buddy. +2 to charisma.
Love it. Love it.
You close it with like a little satisfied ah.
Ah.
You're welcome for the guidance.
Oh yeah, I greatly appreciate all of the assistance from everyone.
As you guys make your way, you mentioned Metagast Hector V. He's been very quiet for most of this. He observed the pixie incident, but he really even didn't get involved. He almost looked numb. You rolled your survival check moving forward.
Yeah,
So as you guys head further east, you do reach a clearing, and Nat, you're the first one to notice. The first thing you do is you hear voices, and you see a firelight not too far ahead.
Uh-oh.
We're getting to the late in the evening hours, like 4 or 5 in the evening,
Okay.
and it appears that somebody has started to set up a camp.
Okay. So I just kind of motion to the others behind me that there's like light up ahead, so just kind of slow pace a little bit.
Okay.
We don't, because
If
we don't know
you
if
guys
it's
go ahead and have the party roll stealth checks, please.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, do you guys want to stay here and I can go check it out, or do you guys want to try to all stealth together?
I like that idea better.
One or- yeah,
well,
maybe like just one person as opposed to like.
Torin goes, I like that idea, and like lets the screech of his plate metal kind of plead his case for him.
well, can I go with V?
Sure. It's up to you guys.
I would suggest, kind of looks up at you. I would suggest maybe being something a little more conspicuous.
Something more slithery.
Get it?
Before that, let me cast Pass Without a Trace on me and V, and
Oh,
then
sweetie, you know not what you do. Can you cast? I would. Oh, never mind. I don't want metagame. Yep.
He done it. He said it.
I
This is gonna
cast Pass
be
Without a Trace,
disgusting.
Yep.
and then I'm a
So-
transform into a snake.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of let him
So-
slither up my arm.
Okay. In that case, roll me stealth checks for the two of you and add 10 for Pass Without a Trace.
I gotta see this roll.
She's gonna disappear into another lore.
Basically.
That's a 27.
27 for Draco.
100.
Nice.
It's a 34.
Ah, there it is.
Woo!
Jeez.
Basically, she crouches into the underbrush of the bog, and immediately you guys lose her. Like, it's crouch gone.
Huh?
No sign of V or Slithery Draco.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Hey.
So,
I'm gonna check the camp out.
yeah, as you creep forward completely undetected, there's no sense in me even rolling, because even with a nat 20,
You can't
none of
get
these
me
poor
to-
sods are gonna notice you.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. What you see as you come up, you see I'm trying to find the wording for it. A carriage cage. Basically, it's a cage with wheels. And inside are several humanoid figures. The cage itself looks like it's guarded by one druid hunter. There are 3 more that are roaming about the camp. There are several tents set up. Anything further? You're gonna roll me an investigation check.
Yeah, I'll roll an investigation. It's going to be much less. Oh, it's a flat 17.
17. The one guard by the gate, by the cage. You see 3 patrolling around, and from what you see, there's movement from the tents. There might be 1 or 2 in the tents. All similarly dressed and armed to the ones that you fought previously. They all look like
That's about how many?
they all look like they're druid hunters. Roughly
so-
six or 7 in total. You're not sure.
Okay.
So how
Rounded up to 10, I guess.
how big is the camp, Tim? Like, I guess
What do you want? Like a diameter?
yes.
Looks like it's clearing
Recording stopped.
looks like
You guys
it's
are good.
a clearing of about 60 feet.
Is there a horse on the carriage? On the carriage?
You see that the animals are kept off to the side. They're not bridled, saddled, yoked for carrying the.
I'm gonna look at Snake Draco and just gonna be like, can you be a horse?
Yes. Well,
Kind of.
I nod my head up and down.
Kind of.
But so
There's a constellation that comes to mind.
Okay, can I stealth back to the party real quick? How far was it to get to here?
30 feet.
Oh, bet. I'm gonna stealth back to the party.
Yep.
If you'd like me to roll it.
With a 34, no, I think you're good.
Okay. So I'm gonna get back to the party and keep Snake Draco and just kind of be like, tell him the lowdown of what's going on out there.
Okay.
If we're gonna do this, and I look from face to face, and I know we're gonna do this, I have an idea. I can distract one of them long enough for Draco to hook himself up to the cart, and then drive the cart back towards the party, and we can jump them all and have the element of surprise, or just try to run away on the cart with all the prisoners.
no.
Worst case
Question.
scenario, bring them back to the party and we fight them on our terms. Best case scenario, we all get the hell out of Dodge with the prisoners.
Question, Tim. So
I'm here.
how far away is the carriage from the rest of the camp? With the prisoners, I'm assuming.
The horses are within the camp. They're just kind of kept off to the side.
So I'm gonna turn back.
They're tied off onto some kind of trees and things that.
Do we need a horse, or can you tow the carriage?
Oh no. My idea was just to kill them all and
Why
everybody.
don't we make
wrong.
that plan B? Why don't we get the prisoners out of there first? And then we can bring them back to the party, and they're all in a nice straight line for us to mow down instead of us being surrounded by them or going into their heavily armored camp. If we can draw them away from their camp, they fight us on our terms.
I can't argue with logic.
Can we untie the horses and spook them so they chase them?
I don't know if they chase the horses. They probably wouldn't send the whole camp. Plus, that would leave the prisoners. I mean, I guess we could spook them and they could chase the horses while we take the prisoners. But if we want to just fight them all, we can bring them back our way. I mean, sure. How sneaky are any of you? Let's say, who's the next sneakiest person?
Not anymore.
See, I don't know if we have 2 sneaky people. That's the problem. I think if I can distract the guard watching the carriage, which I can be very persuasive, if I can distract the guard with the carriage while Draco hooks himself up to the carriage, he can tow it away, and then I can disappear, and then head back to the party. And then if we go into combat, at least they're all leaving their weapons and armor in their camp and coming towards us, and we can just fight them then. I don't want to get cocky, but we were able to handle ourselves pretty well last time. So my goal is to just get the prisoners away and get them away from the camp enough for us to have the higher ground.
I was a drastically different tiefling then.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you hide in the bushes with Metagast and fight from the dark. You don't go. You two, you and Metagast, you two don't go directly into the fight. Anybody have any better ideas?
Can't argue with logic.
Nope,
Rico, do you think you can hook yourself up to the cart while I distract the guard?
I mean, I can try.
Worst case scenario, I don't know. You guys all rush in. Let's say you guys are 30. If the party can hide nearby, then I mean, realistically, the party could grab onto the cart, right? The cage cart. I'm thinking if you guys hide like 10 feet off from the group, that gives us enough space to work something out, but then also it's up to you guys.
Let's try it. I mean, if anything, I could.
Nat, can you pass without trace the party so that you guys can hide while we try to work the cart? That way you guys are nearby, and then we can all...
I can definitely do that.
Okay. Because, I mean, we're going to save these druids one way or the other, and we're going to fight this group one way or the other.
Right.
So, if the party's off waiting to fight, and we can manage to get the cart of prisoners away, we're going to fight them eventually. We might as well get the prisoners out of there.
Right. Sounds like a plan to me.
So yeah, I guess pass without trace the party, and then we'll all try to get 10 feet away from the cart.
Okay.
Unless you all just want to walk away right now. That's an option too. Any takers?
I'm not walking away.
No.
Didn't
We
think so.
can't in good conscience leave them in a cage.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
No.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I'm.
Here we
We
go.
ready to do this?
Yep. So Nat's gonna pass without trace.
Yep.
Okay.
We're all gonna get the beefy boys will get within 10 feet. Stealthy boys will get within 15 feet, 20 feet of the cart. And then once we get the cart out of here, everyone try to get on the cart, and then we'll get the hell out of Dodge. And when it all goes horribly wrong, we fight the bad guys anyways.
Okay.
I mean,
so
we've had worse plans.
That's
We
true.
really have, and lots of our plans are really cart based. You ever notice that?
Well,
Oh God! Please don't let that. Please don't let that.
Torin has a flashback to the last time we had a cart.
The
He's the only
druids
one.
are not horses, Nat.
I'm aware they're
She's-
not horses, and I'm aware that Draco is not a horse. He is a human. But if he's gonna be tied to this cart thingy, I'm sorry, Draco, but I'm gonna treat you like a horse, my friend.
No, you're not.
I've heard about how you treat horses. Please don't.
All right, we're gonna try to get this happening.
You should see
Yeah.
how she
When
treats
this goes horribly
dragonborns.
wrong, do not blame me.
Tori, you don't complain about how I treat you.
What is the guard? Did I happen to notice? What is he? Is he human?
Good point.
The guard?
The guard guarding the cart.
Oh, the one by the armor, the caged cart. Yeah, that one was human.
Okay, so we're all gonna try to get Torin, Taruk, try to get within 10 feet of the cart.
You
20 feet
you
of the
didn't
cart.
see the one that was supposedly the leader, or at least one that didn't look presentable as such.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
here we go.
Here we go.
All right, I'm gonna cast my pass without trace.
Again,
You're off.
Metagast and Corralo stay as far back as possible.
He nods.
All right. So I'm
Nat cast pass without a trace. That's +10 to everybody's stealth.
yep.
I guess I'll go ahead and shape change into Sagittarius.
Okay, you see as he said it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
shit.
traced the constellation Sagittarius in front of him, and you see as Draco becomes a centaur.
Ooh. I'll just have to be really distracting then. Okay, stay in the bushes, I guess, until I distract the guy. And then, yeah, try to sneak over and get the cart.
Okay.
All right.
V, go ahead and roll me a stealth roll.
Right. So what I'm gonna try to do is, all right, I'm gonna stealth up really close to the guard.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to distract him while Draco hooks himself up to the cart. So, how do I want to do this? All right, I can do plausibility or I can do shock and awe. What do you think are the better option?
Plausibility, I think.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if you're trying to get him away for something, I mean.
Okay, so I'm gonna change my Omni dress into like a ripped up, like, peasant's dress.
Okay.
So I kind of shake my hair up, bring the bodice a little bit. All right. Another, so it's a 33. So 15 plus 8 plus 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're fairly stealthy. You're 99.9% sure nobody can see you except maybe a deity. That's about it.
All right. Yep. I'm gonna try to like prepare the cart for Draco as best I can, and then I'm gonna kind of softly walk up to the guard, but like sneak up on him, but not in a scary way. Like I'm gonna kind of act.
Oh,
really...
he has no clue you're there.
No, I'm gonna have him. Well, I want him to know I'm there once I get up close enough.
He's not, honestly, as you sneak up on him, that's how low he rolled. He's looking the other way.
Okay, so then I'm gonna pretend to up near him. Well, so the party is hidden close by. Draco's gonna sneak over to the cart, and I'm gonna pretend to like fall next to him.
Okay, so you pratfall next to him?
Yeah, like I fake fall.
Performance
Theatrical.
roll.
That is a +5 now.
We should do get help. We're not gonna do get help.
Help me! Oh god. Alright. That's a nat 20.
Oh my gosh!
Get help always works.
I'm gonna fall down and pretend to be hurt and kind of scared.
That's a 9 on the die. I don't know why I bothered. You see this,
My peasant's dress is pretty scanty. It's not very conservative.
right? Of course it is. Okay.
It was this or get completely naked. Those are the options.
Right. Okay.
Come on.
So you see is this, and Draco, because you're the closest one, you get to see this guy's facial reaction. It's one of horror, and then
Well.
Of pure excitement.
and he's
Tell me I'm wrong.
your body's literally laying next to him, and he's planning out what he's gonna say.
I'm like, wait, I can see. I'm like waiting for him to make a move. I'm like, come on, buddy, you can do it.
Do
And
it.
now he leans down and like, not smooth at all, just like flops you over like a pancake.
Just like,
Oh my god.
This is
oh no, your audio cut out. No.
Tim!
No, Tim.
He
The
can't.
audio.
I know what he said there!
Oh no.
Oh my god. Tonight's been an interesting night.
Okay. So he kind of looks around to make sure nobody else sees you but him.
Yes.
He's kind of like, I'm sorry, mister, you okay?
No, I'm just so distraught. I'm gonna try to cast Charm Person.
Okay.
So I need a Wisdom saving throw. I just look at him with sweeping black lashes and large blue eyes.
Oh my god.
That's a 5.
Oh my god.
He had to be a 14. All right, bet he's charmed.
Yeah, he's charmed. So the effects of charmed, if you would, just for everybody listening at home.
Oh, that's a curveball there, dude. All right, charmed. 5e. Not the TV show. All right, the charmed condition. A charmed creature can't attack the charmer or the target with any harmful abilities or attempts, and the charmer has advantage on any ability checks to interact with the creature.
Okay.
So basically, I get all advantage on my ability checks with him, and he can't hurt me.
Right. Okay.
It'll last for an hour.
You absolutely have his undivided attention. He is. What happened? Is there anything I can do to help you?
Yes, please. I need help hooking my horse up to this cart. It's just, I can't explain now, but I promise, and grab his face, I can't explain now, but I promise it's so important.
You see as he literally kind of melts into your hands just for a minute. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Come with me. And he kind of tries he kind of grabs you by both hands and tries to help you up.
Kind of get up. Oh, thank you. All right, hook him up now.
Yeah, right. And he goes and he starts. Now, what do you want him to do? To hook up the horses
Yeah, to help
or to let them?
hook Draco up to the cart.
Okay.
Oh
So he stops at seeing a centaur.
It's all right. He's here to help. Please, it's so important. We need to hurry.
Okay.
I kiss him on the cheek.
Okay. And he starts to, and he like Draco. He keeps like side eyeing you to make sure you don't like deck him.
Can I look at the druids? What are the druids thinking?
There's 4 in the cage.
Uh-huh.
One of them is sitting here doing this.
I'm gonna do this.
It's a female with long red hair. She's just like. There's 3 other are males, different races. There's an elf. There's 2 humans, and they're just kind of like, we can't believe this is working kind of face on it. So
wait.
Okay, so
Draco, you get saddled and yoked, and you've now got these you're officially hooked up to this caged cart.
All right, I turn to look at V.
So Taruk, can I call you out? So Taruk's nearby. I'm gonna point at the guy and be like, if he breaks out of the spell, hit him really hard. Then I'm gonna try to stealth to the.
Yeah, he's so freaking. I'm so rolling so low for him. Just at that, he kind of. What did you say, my dear?
Just stay with them and they'll take care of you. It's really important. Please, we don't have much time. Just don't ask questions. Stay with him.
Okay.
They'll take care of you. And then I'm gonna try to get to the other side of the camp, or at least as far away from them as I can.
I'm
gonna stealth as far away as I can from the party.
Okay. As you're stealthing away, Draco, you see as 2 of the Druid Hunter guards who have been walking around on patrol start to make their way towards you.
So how far away can I get in that time?
I'll say 30 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna get 30 feet away, and then I'm gonna scream really shrilly at the top of my lungs from inside the bushes.
All right. Sure. Give me a performance check.
Okay. That one is a 18. 13 plus 5.
18.
Oh my.
Yeah, so basically everybody in about a mile radius hears this shrill don't do it because we're on mics, but what does it sound like?
Just sort of like you can't tell if it's a person or an animal or something. Just a really
Okay.
shrill scream.
Okay, just this high-pitched, shrill screaming at the top of V's lungs. And you see as the two guards that were walking towards, they both cut over because neither one of them rolled well, and they start heading in V's direction. You see is now two of the druid hunters that were in the tent come out. What's that noise? What was that? Check the perimeter.
I'm gonna try to stealth up into the tree so that they don't find me.
Acrobatics or athletics check.
All right. I'm gonna go acrobatics. It's a +5. 19.
19. With ease and very deftly, you kind of do like a gymnastic routine up into the higher branches of a tree. As now 3 of the druid hunters kind of are searching in the area where you were hiding a moment ago. What was it? I don't know. Maybe it was some type of bird. There's no way that was a bird.
I can't see the party from where I'm at, can I?
Perception check.
How far away is all this going on from me?
Where you and Hector are in the bushes, I'd say about 40 feet away.
12 + 6, so 18.
18, yeah. You see Taruk kind of hiding in the underbrush near the caged cart, and he's kind of in the blind spot of the poor sap that you charmed, just in case he needs to knock him out.
All right. I'm gonna wait until I see the group like get on the cart and start.
Nat, Torn, Corrales, and Hector are in the underbrush, kind of.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of hold for a second, wait to see what they do.
Okay. So what are you doing, guys?
I'll cast Thaumaturgy, like, past them. Like the sound of like footsteps running through the brush.
Like
Away
past the guys
from-
I'm near.
Yes, away from the camp. Yes.
Okay. Let's go with the 2 that are.
Hoping they put 2 and 2 and think that's, you know.
They went
3,
that way.
They
4.
went that way.
2,
Oh God.
5, 9,
9.
5.
Hey, these
Yeah.
guys are so dumb.
Maybe I should have stuck it.
Wormwood, I love your stuff, but this die, man.
They're so dumb.
All but the leader go off into the woods in the direction of the sound. The only one that remained in the camp was the leader, Darren.
Okay.
And he's yelling at them, barking off orders. Somebody stay with the cart! That's like herding cattle with you.
Can I see the leader from where I'm at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way,
Um,
even the one that you had charmed went off in that direction.
Cool. So glad they're dumb. All right. Shoot. Do we need this leader for anything, guys? Ah, there you go. Yeah, I'm a kind of. How many feet away from the leader am I? Like a good 30?
Oh, well, you're a good 30 and up in a tree.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stealth as close to the leader as I can while I'm watching the party do whatever, or while I'm waiting for the party to take off,
Okay.
or waiting for the party to do their thing. I'm gonna stealth as close to the leader as I can.
Okay. V, one more stealth check. Party, what are you guys doing?
Do I still get passed without trace?
How close does she have to be for that, or is that cast on?
I think it's a time effect.
It is a time effect for 1 hour.
Yeah, you're within that. You still got it.
You want to just say yes?
Okay, so while V disappears into the ether, what are you
That's
guys doing?
I look at Torn and Taruk and I tell them get on.
Yeah, we're gonna run and jump on the cart.
Yep.
All right, Torin runs and jumps on the cart. Taruk.
Yeah, I'll run and jump.
Literally, the misdirection has worked. All but the leader of the group has left and gone into the woods to go investigate the noises. So, all right, Torin and Taruk, Nat Corrales.
Is there a way that maybe I can shoot, like, maybe something to kind of catch the leader's attention and kind of to get him away from the embankment, like even like maybe 15 to 20 feet away?
Like you want him to run off too?
Yeah, like I was thinking of like a flaming arrow or something, like trying to send it.
Well,
like
you don't have any flaming arrows, but Hector overhearing you, I might have an idea.
I'm listening.
Ooh, I like this. I like where this is going.
And he says, you can make the shot if you want. Inanimate objects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
How about that fire that they've got going? And he says, you could send some flaming logs maybe into some of those tents over there and get his attention.
Ooh, I love this plan.
And he kind of pulls the bow and hands it to you.
He's like,
Well, thank you, Hector. That's a fantastic idea. All right. So
Basically, Nat, how that works is it's a normal longbow attack.
okay. So just roll like my
D20,
attack.
yeah, your normal
Got it.
attack.
Okie dokies. All right.
You just tell me that I know you're aiming at the fire, the campfire that's been made.
Okay. So because I'm aiming at a particular thing, do I have to roll at a disadvantage for that?
No. The disadvantage is only when you tell me that you're aiming at like a limb. It's like a called shot. This is specifically meant for hitting inanimate objects.
Got it. Okie dokie. All right. 19.
Roll me 3d8.
yes.
Jesus.
Just regular D8s. No.
Yeah, there's no. Well, yeah, no, there's no add-on to that. It's just that the bow casts catapult. The spell catapult.
Tim, is there any way to go directly for a knockout shot, or is that just drop the hit points low enough to where they pass out?
It's tough. The way I would do it, and I'm 100% doing this because I think I saw this on Critical Role. I think how they did it was that you just call that you're, instead of stabbing somebody, you're making it a blunt attack. So, and I think this is, sorry, I'm gonna reference stuff. I saw Vax do this, and he used the blunt end of his dagger.
Okay, or if I want to like choke him out or something.
Right. If you're trying to put him in a sleeper hold, that would be like grapple checks. To kind of be like,
perfect.
you know, go to sleep.
That's what okay, so worst case scenario, that's what I want to try to do. But I didn't know if I was going to have to fight the guy until his hit points dropped enough for him to pass out, or if I could directly try to knock him out.
We'll see.
Okay.
Because we're kind of doing this on the fly. So this is we're in that cinematic encounter now. So yeah, let's see how it rolls.
Well, I rolled a 6, a 6, and a 7. So that gives me a total of 19.
Nat, as you let loose, and it feels a little weird at first because there's no arrow in the bow. It's just you pull the string back and let it go. And the arcane power of the catabow hits the fireplace that's been made in the center of the camp. And 3 burning logs shoot off in different directions, and they hit several of the tents that have been set up. One of them just so happens to be the tent of the leader, Darren. As these tents start to go up in flames, this has immediately caught his attention, and now you see him start, fire, you idiots, come back.
While he's doing that, can I swoop down and try to? Can I sneak up to him while he's yelling for the guys?
Yeah, well with your stealth roll, he doesn't notice you.
Right.
So what are you doing?
I want to come out of the dark and I want to use my garrote wire. I want to like jump up and grab him in a hold and use my garrote wire to knock him out. To basically choke him out.
Okay.
Just
Go
sleep.
sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep.
Go to sleep.
Do your attack with your garrote wire with advantage, because there's no way he sees you.
We are.
What?
19 plus 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so the
God.
garrote wire goes around his neck, and you now hear as Darren's like,
Good night.
I'm gonna sing him a lullaby while he falls asleep.
Cast sleep.
Okay, how I'm gonna do this on the fly is, what did we say for the attack with the wire? Is that a strength?
It was so to grapple him with it was a grapple check.
Right.
And
you-
then from there it just does damage. If he wants to break it, then yes, he has to go off of
Okay.
my stats.
We'll do the damage first.
Okay.
This is how we're gonna do this.
So again, it doesn't do much damage, that's the thing. So I'm trying to knock him out, not really like beat him up.
I'm keeping that in mind.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead and do the
it's only a
damage.
7 of damage, or 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
Okay. So 10 points of damage. You see as he's starting to go down to one knee. He's gonna try to break the grapple.
Okay.
7.
Shit.
No. He does
Go-
not break the grapple.
Go ahead and roll damage again.
Okay, so that's a 3. If we're in the cinematic, though, can I attempt a flurry if we're in cinematic combat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Use a key point.
I'm gonna use a key point for flurry.
Yeah.
That's
I know it's taking a minute to get through this, but you gotta understand this is all happening
This
very
is-
quickly.
Right.
This is amazing.
so the lowest of the 4 is a 10.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I got a 17, a 15, and a nat 20. And
17,
that's all plus 5.
17, 15, 15, nat 20, and what?
A 10.
A 10. Okay, the 10 misses all the other
Right.
hits.
Okay, so that's the wire, and then I'm going to, while the wire is choking him out, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that one move where you like leap up and grab him with your legs and twist him over, and I'm gonna kind of like choke him out while I whack him with my elbow.
Oh, you're Black Widowing this. Okay.
God.
Put the damage together. I think I know what's gonna happen though.
Force gloves. That's 2d6.
Yes.
Oh my god, the first close.
6.
Oh my god.
Crit.
Yeah.
Okay, plus 2.
This poor dude's having the worst night of his life.
That's what he gets behind druids.
I mean, I'm not sorry
no,
for him.
yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
But
48 points of damage.
Jesus.
Oh my god!
He is unconscious. He is out. Darren goes out like a light as basically as you're choking him with the garrote wire, it's just like, do you want to explain it? Sorry.
No, go for it.
Okay. As you're choking him with the garrote wire, it's almost like you're throwing elbows to the side of his head as he's going down. It's like pop, pop. And then you're kind of like, go to sleep. And the last one, he's out. He is out. Now with him down, you do see as the rest of the druid hunters you hear the sound of them making their way back as the rest of the party has loaded onto the cart.
Oh no, whatever will I do? Is the party going? Like, are you guys going?
Yeah.
Yeah, Draco. Yeah.
Draco,
Hey, I drove the cart!
Draco, what's your speed as a centaur, buddy?
Let's see.
You should have had that up.
I should have, shouldn't I?
All right. This is good stuff, guys. I'm sorry, this is great.
Hi ho, Draco. Hey.
Hey, you said you could drive the cart.
My
Oh, I'm
speed
just
as a
shouting. I'm not.
centaur,
I'm like hanging off the side.
50 feet.
Jeez. Yeah. All right. Off you go.
Alright,
Yeah, and you see as the cart takes off, like a
50 feet
shot
away?
from a bow.
That's 50 feet, what, a minute? Or an hour? Or 50 feet
Per turn.
turn? Okay, so, is the
Centaurs
camp
move.
on fire? Like, well and truly on fire, or is it just the tents?
Half of the camp is on fire. We're talking like Red Dead. The camp's on fire.
Okay, so the camp is on fire. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, real quick, anything of interest in the camp that looks important?
Roll an investigation, you greedy monk.
13.
13. You do see a modest while one of the tents is kind of going up, and as it's smoldering, you do see a small chest in one of the tents, just at a glance as you're getting ready to take off.
Is it locked?
It's about like a jewelry box size.
I mean, is it locked?
It appears to be. You kind of got people bearing down on you.
Can I just take it?
Yeah.
It's light.
It's jewelry box size. Yeah.
Oh, all right, bet. Yeah, I'm gonna snag it, and then I'm gonna step of the wind. I'm gonna go up into the trees and step of the wind, like straight up Naruto run after the cart.
Okay, just do me one acrobatics check. Because I know you got step of the wind. I know you got your monk abilities.
Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure if he's not too far away, I can catch up to to them pretty easily. Because if he's 50, if I'm step of the wind, I can move 80, 85. Acrobatics.
Acrobatics, yeah. I know.
18.
Easy enough. So basically, you guys see as Draco is hauling, and you just see this half blur running from the tent, the camp that's on fire, and you hear the chaos and yelling of the druid hunters. Somebody put out that fire! Somebody put out the fire! Where's Darren? Darren's down! Darren's down!
Darren's down!
You just see as V, just like you said, Naruto runs up and jumps into the cart.
So
Nice landing.
Love it.
And off you go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Welcome to the Bean Show, bitches.
question: did we leave Hector and Corrales?
No,
No,
they are on the cart.
Everybody loaded onto the cart.
Okay.
That would be horrible.
Exactly what I'm sitting here thinking.
I think the assumption was everyone got on the cart.
He did say everyone got onto the cart.
Well, he's a
Yep.
just and merciful God, so everyone
Yes, he is.
I only took every possession that he got in the past year, so
You owe it.
he made it onto the cart.
You owe him one. You owe him one.
Him and Hector both made it to the cart.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
man,
Yep.
good lord, guys.
So I guess I turned back towards the garden, asked like how far to go or where we're going.
As far as you can go. I guess,
You hear
Yeah.
the female voice from inside the cage. Could somewhere we get, somebody let us out?
I'm gonna look down
Oh,
with
shit,
kind of-
yeah.
with a very, not annoyed, but just blank kind of expression. We're getting there.
Torin looks at. Yes, we will get you out. I don't know how, but we'll get you out.
Oh, gee, however will we do it?
So
It's not like we
guess
have people who can hit really hard.
I guess I keep.
Fine,
running
I guess I'll
until
just
we
hit the lock
find
as hard
a-
as I can.
I guess I keep running until we find a clearing that's far away from the camp.
It's not going to be hard. You guys, maybe for another hour or two until you're sure that you're not being followed. And with Nat's perceptive abilities, and I'm not even going to make you guys roll for that. It's you guys are sure that you have successfully given the druid hunters a bad day and taken their captives, and
And we took their horse
You're
in the cart.
you're fairly sure that you're not being followed.
Yeah, they're a little busy.
Yeah. So, and as you guys go, you do find a fairly familiar clearing as you made your way south, and you have made your way back to where the huntresses were originally camped.
They're gone.
They
now.
are not there anymore, but you did find your way back.
Okay.
I guess I'll try to pick the lock on the cage.
Okay, so we'll basically say at this point you guys have slowed down and kind of stopped to rest for a minute. And
We're tired, Draco.
yeah. Yeah, Draco, you're almost spent on your Sagittarius form. So somebody gonna try to pick the lock or bust it, or what are we doing?
I mean, will busting it hurt the druids potentially?
You don't think so? It just looks to be padlocked.
I'll just pick it real quick.
Okay.
Uh,
Latch of thieves
15.
tools.
18?
Yeah, that does it.
Okay.
Door opens.
I kind of spin around and change back into one of my like black and red velvet dresses out of my peasant dress. Just kind of dust
Okay.
myself off.
Okay, so you basically Sailor Moon that, kind of spin around and
Wonder Woman.
get Wonder Woman it. Yeah, just. And you
Okay,
see
Draco.
as the
Have you ever
red-haired,
looked before?
yeah, the red-haired woman kind of steps out and kind of gathers herself, and she, thank you. We are in your debt. And she has not addressed you, Draco. She's addressed everybody else.
Get on, shit.
Draco, are these any one you were looking for? Any of them?
I guess at this point, I hop out of the Sagittarius form and I approach the redhead.
Her demeanor shifts a little bit. I don't know. I like the centaur form better.
Ouch.
Ooh,
Ow.
tough crowd.
I laugh and I just hug Lilith.
She hugs you back.
You know that? Wait, you know this chick?
She whispers, so only you hear this, and she goes, "It's about time you got here."
I guess at this point, I'm gonna start talking in Druidic and explain to her that I've never stopped searching for you.
And she just she half smiles and kind of tousles your hair a little bit. She says, "Tell me later."
Do they look romantic or like family?
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's such a beautiful
Or
reunion.
no, insight. Excuse me.
Insight?
Yeah.
A face 11 plus 6?
17.
17.
I need a chair.
Draco.
I kiss her.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Kodak moment.
What? It's platonic.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Yes, Lilith is my wife.
Torin hugs Krellis. It's such a happy reunion.
V's really trying not to be rude, but she's like, yes, sweet. Very sweet.
Adorable.
Hector doesn't say anything.
It's probably the smart one.
I guess I asked Lilith who the other three are.
She looks at various members of different druidic tribes, not from yours. She explains it appears that they were at least taking one member alive. We don't know why.
I just look down and say, I'm sorry I couldn't get to you faster.
Oh, don't worry, you're gonna pay for it later. And she kind of punches you in your arm.
Oh, I like her.
I rub my arm. She never knew her strength.
They're so cute. What do the other druids look like? Are they just other random people, or are they like kids, or?
All adults. Like I said, you see her, and Draco can explain to you what she looks like completely.
Okay, so she is a slender build, like 5'5" Elven girl, long red hair to her back, braided ponytail.
Nice.
The other three, you see, two are human, and one appears to be a half elf. And they each explain to you that no, we came from separate tribes. It appears that as they were hunting us, they were taking at least one prisoner. We don't know why. Perhaps to question us about tribal movements. We don't really know. They kept telling us about the bounties on our heads. I find it strange that they would want us alive if there were bounties, but
So they didn't explain anything about why they kept y'all alive.
they didn't tell us.
Speaking of which, I left the leader alive, so odds are good they'll be coming after us, but we could probably get more information. I would have brought him with us, or brought him with, but I can only carry so much.
Somewhere off in the bog, they're trying to revive that poor guy.
There's no way he only had 40 hit points. Ah, never mind. Yeah, there is. Or well, V thinks she left him alive. That's not a lie. She thinks he's alive.
While one of
he's
the
alive.
guards is kind of just sitting on a log off to the side, looking off into space. What is wrong with you? Nothing.
Shut up. She was pretty. That poor guy.
But Draco, you are reunited with your wife.
Yay.
That's fun.
She kind of looks at you and she goes, I think it's long since past time for us to go home.
I agree. And I guess I'll look at the other three and ask if they know where they're going, or
We would ask if we could at least travel with you for a time. It seems to be safer to be in numbers.
That's a smart call.
I look down to Lil and see if she's fine with it.
She nods. I agree.
Welcome to the band of wayward souls.
Mm-hmm.
I have a decent idea of where our tribe was heading. The chief said that we were going to head further north.
Off to where?
The outskirts of the Frostfeld. Out of the way.
Also sounds inhospitable.
We're a hardy people. She kind of looks at you, but smiling. She goes, we're a hardy people. We can survive out there, but your common rabble mercenaries.
I wouldn't call them party. Draw one little courtesan to take them down. How hardy can they be?
Yes, that was quite impressive. You lot are very impressive.
I looked at Lil and just it's a long story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll have plenty of time for you to tell me on the way. She kind of looks at the rest of you and says, you saved my life and reunited me with my husband. And I cannot thank you enough.
No need for thanks.
He gets very uncomfortable.
She
We were
kind of
happy to help.
slightly bows to all of you. She goes, if I can ever return the favor, I will.
We will
She
keep that.
grabs you, Draco, by the hair and says, "Now come with me."
Uh-oh.
Someone's in
Give
trouble.
Dad a look.
I'm coming, Lil.
I
I'm
don't
coming.
know if I don't know if he's necessarily in trouble.
But before she pulls me off, I want to look at Corrales and tell him that I hope that staff serves you well. It's yours now.
Whoa.
Thank you, Drake.
As if you're not going to survive this encounter with your wife. If I don't make it back, it's yours.
If I don't make it back, the staff is yours.
Tell my story.
Tell my story.
I died as a man.
And now the centaur.
Tell my children I died well.
Don't make promises just yet.
Torin just shouts, "I like her!"
Mm,
That's adorable.
I guess I grab my druid posse and we head off.
You guys head up further north to the very edges of the Frostfeld in search for sanctuary and possibly a safe haven that could be easier defended, and now that you are on guard for druid hunters more so than usual. Draco parts ways with the party. And I think that that is going to be a good place to sign off for tonight.
Oh my gosh. I think so as well. Wow. Just wow. All of the wow.
By the way, guys, wrapping up tonight of a fair amount of encounters in Black Bog Swamp, you guys are now leveled up.
Let's go! Yes!
Emoji.
Hello,
That puts you guys at level 8.
Only level 8.
Level 8.
We've been going for a year, and you're just now at level 8.
That's insane.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Anyway,
Not good. It's
ladies
good.
and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Thank you for this wonderful night. It has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you, as we've said the past 2 weeks, thank you for supporting us for over a year of Dice Hard with a Vengeance. We, at least I don't think we're slowing down anytime soon. We've got plenty more story to tell, plenty more D&D to play, but unfortunately, we will not be live next week or the week after, because myself, Natil, and our lovely Dungeon Master will be attending Lexington Comic-Con next weekend. So, if you do happen to see us at Lexington, please stop us, tell us how much you love the show. For everyone else, thank you so much for your support. As always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, tap that little bell on your YouTube app so you never miss an upload, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.